On 101.7 WJSQ Athens. Today's game is brought to you in part by Athens Insurance and Star Regional Medical Center. And now with today's play-by-play, here is Jared Wright.
Thank you, Handsome Dan, and we welcome you once again back into James L. Robb Gymnasium here on the campus of Tennessee Wesleyan University in Athens, Tennessee. Jared Wright, along with Hall of Famer Coach Stan Harrison, here courtside, or we'll say courtside. We're about 5 rows up in the bleachers, the back row here at James L. Robb, as we get set for another Appalachian Athletic Conference doubleheader. This time it features the men of Tennessee Wesleyan against the Buffaloes of Milligan University as they come to town against Tennessee Wesleyan, and both of these teams trying to add to the win column. Milligan coming in after winning their last 2 games against Bryan and at Montreat before they played an exhibition game against Trevecca Nazarene. But it's the Wesleyan men who come in 4-7 overall. They're trying desperately to pick up every win they can this season, and they are coming off of a loss against Columbia International on the road, 86-72, back on the 12th of December. So it's a new year, a new turn of the calendar means the second half of the basketball season is upon us, and a chance for the Bulldogs to right the ship here under Ray Stone in his 6th season as head coach, Darian Jones in his first as the assistant there. They are 4-6 in the conference. The good thing about it, Coach, is they're 3-1 here at home. They feel very comfortable playing here on their home floor.
Very true, very true. The big thing is that they've not played a lot of basketball in the last 6 weeks. So, how rusty are they? How quickly can you get back in the flow? What kind of conditions you're in will be, I think, key today.
It will be. We talked to Kobe Pride a little bit during the halftime of the women's game, and so he said he felt like they were ready to go. Things are, it's really a turn of the season. It's the second half of the season. Conference play starts earlier and earlier nowadays because of how big the conference is, but nonetheless, it really picks up, and you're out of exhibition games. You're not playing any more of those, so you're solely really focused on the conference slate at hand, and it kicks off here with a big rivalry game. Looking over the last little bit, just like the women's, this one's kind of been neck and neck over the last 18 years or so, and Wesleyan holds the advantage 20-19, but it is Milligan that got the sweep last year by 6 points in both matchups here at Tennessee Wesleyan and up at Milligan in their arena, winning 76-70 up there, and they won 69-63 here against Tennessee Wesleyan. Bulldogs swept the season before that, winning both games by a combined score of 20. They won by 15 on the road, 5 here at home. So there's been some close games in the last couple of times these two teams have squared off. Wesleyan is 11-7 here at home against Milligan in the 18-year span. So we will see if they can keep the positive going here and try to earn the split on the day. The Wesleyan men come in averaging 71.7 points a game. Milligan, on the other hand, averages 84 points per game, 87.6 actually, after I look at it now, in their 12 games they have played coming into today's matchup, so it'll be interesting. Rebounds per game, they're very close. Wesleyan has a 1 rebound advantage, 38 to their average of 37 for Montreat, so we will see how that plays out on the boards. And we talked to Kobe Pride. He's been working on his inside shot, his left-handed hook shot he mentioned. And so he's been working on his inside game. He's got some other guys in there that can play havoc as well and try to help them. Bill Robinson, the head coach over at Milligan, he's been there for 15 seasons, which is a long time. And his son Will, the assistant in his 6th year, Alex Bickerstaff and Jeff Aycock also there. They were preseason 8th, currently set at 5th. Tennessee Wesleyan Bulldogs were preseason 7th and currently set in a tie for 8th. So not too far separated in the standings per se, but Milligan 6-4 in the conference, Wesleyan 4-6. So that's where they find themselves in 5th and a tie for 8th. So today is a chance for them to make up some ground in the conference and pick up a win here, and the Wesleyan Bulldogs need it very desperately here as they get set to square off against the Milligan Buffaloes.
Coach Robinson's been in Milligan 15. He's been in the league for a long time. He was at Montreat for quite a while before he went to Milligan. His teams are always very good fundamental basketball teams that are hard to play against. That definitely play hard.
Well, we will see what happens. But right now we're going to take a 90-second break. We'll be back in 90 seconds. Back here at James L. Robb Gymnasium. Let's run down the starting lineups for you real quick. For the Buffaloes of Milligan, they will start number 5, Lincoln Tommy, 6'3", sophomore guard from Valparaiso, Indiana. 10, Finn McClure, 6-foot senior guard from Wellington, New Zealand. 12, Sam Gold, a 6'7" forward junior class from Wellington, New Zealand as well. 13 is Flynn Carlson, a 6'7" junior center from Valparaiso, Indiana. And then 23, 6'4" graduate guard, Folly Bogan from Brockhaven, Mississippi. On the other side for Ray Stone and his ball club, it will be number 4, Jay Reed, a 6'5" junior guard slash forward, averages 8.7 a game from Birmingham, Alabama. Number 13, Amari Young, a 6-foot junior guard from Lawrenceburg, Tennessee, averages 9 points a game, along with 3.5 rebounds and 3 assists. It'll be number 22, Keyshawn McPherson, a 6'6" freshman guard slash forward, averages 7.7 per game, 3.3 rebounds from Powder Springs, Georgia. And then 24, Kobe Pride, he was our halftime guest, 6'9" junior center from Unionville, Tennessee, 8.5 points and 5 rebounds is his credit. And then 30, Ty Hurst is a 6'5" junior guard forward. He's averages 8.6 per game, along with 3 rebounds from Knoxville, Tennessee. That's your starting lineups here for this second game of the doubleheader. So the Wesleyan men going to try to get the sweep on the day if they can against this Milligan team. Again, Milligan swept them last season. The season before that, it was all Tennessee Wesleyan. So we will see what happens here against 2 ball clubs. And as Coach mentioned, Bill Robinson for Milligan, very fundamental team basketball is the way Milligan plays. So expect that, but also expect the pace to be very quick. Wesleyan going to try to force some turnovers, and it looks like Wesleyan's sporting some new uniforms. They got an all-white uniform, blue numerals. Black uniforms for Milligan, orange numerals trimmed in white. The tip does go to Milligan. They lose the handle, and there's the first steal and turnover by the Bulldogs. Young comes away with it as he picked the pocket there of Gold. Young will have it out front.
Milligan starts man-to-man. It's going to be interesting to see 23, Folly Bogan for Milligan play. Averaging over 25 points a game, has had over 225 shots in the first half of the season.
That's a lot.
It is. He's 114 of 226.
Here's Hurst on the baseline. Shot clock at 2, and he gets the lay-in on the baseline. So Wesleyan strikes first. Great job by Ty Hurst inside there. Here's a drive and a block by Young. Could not contain the ball was McPherson underneath, but McClure went in and Young just blocked his shot. So Young, Mari Young that is, trying to step in and cause some havoc early defensively here for the Buffaloes. Inbounding it is McClure, gets it into Tommy. Now they go inside there to Carlson. He scores on the lay-in, knots it up at 2 apiece. Young flips it to the left side. There's Ty Hurst with it. Out front to Jay Reed. Reed goes left side of the lane against Bogan and scores, using the left hand at that.
Very nice use of the left hand. Used right hand to keep the defense away from him as he drove the left side of the lane.
Now Bogan catches it out on the left wing. There against Reed. Step back, fadeaway two is no good. Pride battling for the rebound. They give it back to Milligan on the rebound, and the putback is good there for Gold.
A little unlucky. Just a loose ball that ended up in their hands right under the goal.
There's right side. It's Reed. Gets a screen from Pride. Flips it left to McPherson. Now over to Young. Young puts it on the floor. Circles into the paint. Now a good feed across to McPherson. Wesleyan has converted all three trips thus far for themselves. 6-4 they lead it 2 minutes into this first half of action here.
Young did a good job getting to the middle of the lane and then finding McPherson on the block.
Now a drive, a little layup by McClure trying to draw the contact. Doesn't get the whistle. Here comes Wesleyan in transition. Hurst gets it, pulls up just inside the free throw line, or about 10 feet is good, and Wesleyan has doubled it up 8-4. Now Young gets a steal in the backcourt, trying to save it as he was tiptoeing. Hurst able to pick up the rolling basketball in the near corner. Young trying to answer back with a three. Missed it.
Unfortunate. That would have been nice and sort of apropos if he makes that out of the corner.
Yep. Just kind of rolled around and popped out on him. Here's Gold with it out front. They'll get it to Bogan. Bogan drives. Straight up defense by Reed. Forced a hard shot. And here come the Bulldogs once again offensively. They have scored all but one trip down, and that was technically after the steal by Young just a minute ago. Here's McPherson with it away from the basket. Gets it to Pride at the left wing. Hurst flashes across the paint. They don't pass it to him. Instead, they'll give it to Young on the left side. Shot clock at 8. Bounce pass into the paint to Pride. That hook shot from the right hand is good, and that's already forced a quick timeout from Milligan. Coach Robinson's seen enough. Wesleyan leading 10-4 with a timeout on the court. We'll be back in 30 seconds. Back in 30 seconds. Back here at James L. Robb Gymnasium. Wesleyan coming out firing right now on all cylinders, Coach. Looking good early.
Nice finish here by Kobe. He talked with us at halftime of the women's game about teams were taking away his right hand, but that time they didn't, so he was able to go right and finish.
Milligan gets some substitutions in. That looked like a travel. He bobbled it, but 13, Flynn Carlson scores a running hook shot across the lane. They get number 3 in there. That's Jay Hickman from Fayetteville, North Carolina. Wesleyan still yet to sub.
Sort of passed to himself. I'm not sure you can do that.
Didn't look like anybody from Wesleyan had tipped it. Now Pride gets the lob across the paint. Has to kick it back out to Hurst for 3. In and out that one goes. We saw several like that for the Wesleyan women earlier.
Several.
Here's Hickman. He tries a long 2. In and out that one goes. Young, they're going to say knocks it out instead of Tommy from Milligan. So we'll stay with the Buffaloes.
Not sure anybody wearing white would agree with that call.
No. The official was kind of shielded from that one as well, making the call. Lob comes into Carlson. Out front to Hickman. Now it's McClure with it, working against Young. Young has to switch off with Pride. Now a no-look pass intercepted here by Reed. Reed pushing the pace. Wesleyan does not have numbers. Reed's going to kick it to Hurst, but instead draws the foul on the pass, which might have been a good bell out there.
Yeah, they helped us a little bit there. We were a little out of control.
First foul on either team, and that one is going on Hickman.
I'm going to hope that the reason we threw that in the stands was because of the foul.
Yep, that's what you like to imagine was the case. Here's Reed from the 15-foot line extended, misses it off to the left. Transition, it's Gold trying to get all the way to the rim. He does, but he misses the finger roll. Pride collects the rebound off the glass. McPherson from Reed in transition. McPherson goes between the double team and scores. Keyshawn McPherson, nice little take. Euro step in the lane there. Here's Carlson, gets stuck inside. He'll flip it back out front to Gold. Buffaloes keep it on the perimeter with Carlson now with it. Here's Rozier coming to the scorer's table for the Bulldogs. Now the lob down low, just miscommunication, and the turnover benefits Wesleyan. They'll get 23, Darius Rozier. He's a 6'5 senior from Detroit, Michigan, along with number 3, Nashawn Jones, 6'3 senior guard from Stone Mountain, Georgia. And the 2 seniors listed on this roster for Ray Stone in together. Here's Young, gets it over to Jones. Up top to Hurst, now right wing to Young.
It's unfortunate that our radio audience can't appreciate Jones's bright pink shoes.
He's got the neon pink shoes. Easy to keep an eye on him. Rozier gets an offensive, or gets the rebound. May have been passed there. Here's a shot by McPherson on the left wing. Missed it. Ball's tipped up and around. Still tipped around. Volleyball style here. It goes out of bounds to Milligan, though. 24 for Milligan. McCaskill Rivers will check in from Charlotte, North Carolina. He's a 14.4 averager off the bench. He's got 1 start in their 12 games. So Wesleyan without a double figure in score, which means they spread the ball around. But here's a steal by McPherson inside, trying to stay with it as him and Rozier, and then we got a foul on the backside. That one's going to be on Rozier, his first.
Just a little unlucky. It's a loose ball. They're both going for it. He made a little contact.
So side out of bounds coming from Tommy. They work it around over to Hickman on the left wing, guarded by Hurst. Bulldogs still man-to-man. Jones trying to switch off onto McClure, and that's got to be a charge. Yep, it is. Rozier put the body on the line. Little response after getting called for the foul is McClure. He's going to pick up the second team foul and his first. Only 2 seniors as well on the Milligan Ball Club. He's one of them. A graduate or a senior. So Wesleyan's going to get
Peyton West.
Yep, I knew he came in somewhere. He's standing in the near corner trying to hide. 6-foot junior guard from Cookeville, Tennessee. Played at Ball State.
Replaced Ty Hurst in the lineup.
Young has it out front, gets a screen from Jones. Finds West in the near corner. West quick bounce pass into the paint, but Rozier and McPherson were there together. West gets it back near corner. 3 missed. Backside rebound to Rozier. He'll shovel it out to Jones. Jones trying to work inside, now steps behind the line, along 2 off the mark. Rebound is chased down long by Carlson.
Not a good shot.
Off to Hickman. Hickman gets stuck on the baseline, finds McClure, stands on the AAC logo on the left side. Now McClure circles around to screen from Carlson. Feeds it to Carlson on the pick and roll. A cut here and a lay-in by Rivers is good, and it's 12-8. 13 showing on the game clock.
Weak side defense was overplaying rather than opening up and dropping into the lane, and they were able to get us a little backdoor action.
Right side, Young with it. 2-3 zone shown by Milligan now, it looks like. Kick out to McPherson off the tip, actually. Here's Jones, pulls up near corner, and the 3 ball still not falling for the Bulldogs here.
Not having any problem getting shots.
No, that's definitely.
Having a problem making shots.
0 for 6 now from behind the arc. Milligan has yet to attempt one. They're 4 of 10. Wesleyan 6 of 15, so both teams 50%. Well, before that, yeah, still 6 of 15. So here's a defensive rebound by Rozier, clear out to Young, and then it sails through the hands of McPherson. That was a good-looking fast break opportunity.
Very nice pass. Just couldn't bring it in.
So Wesleyan's going to get a substitution, number 2, Carradine Hardrick into the ball game, 6'5 sophomore guard. And it's going to be Sam Gold checking back in for Milligan. He'll set a screen at midcourt for McClure as West is guarding him closely. Hardrick from Deltona, Florida. Drive here and blocked out of bounds. That was Bogan trying to drive in and had Wesleyan's Rozier and Jones there. Sends it to Wesley on the baseline. Bulldog mascot throwing his hands up. Here's a 3 by Hickman on the right wing. Off to the left it comes to Rozier's hands.
Neither team shooting it very well right now.
No. It's a first attempt by Milligan from behind the arc. Here's Wesleyan, top of the key. Rozier thought about a pass and a shot. Instead, he'll drive and then travels. Switch the pivot foot. He got stuck with it. Wesleyan's going to see number 34, Stratton Lavorne, check in, the 6'6 sophomore guard from Shelbyville, Tennessee. He's been a bright spot coming off the bench for the Bulldogs in some games. Young guy, but
streak shooter.
Yeah.
Has a chance to come in, put a few down for us.
58% from behind the arc. He's 7 of 12 overall in the season. He's hit some clutch ones in some games. Three-pointer off the mark by McClure. Hardrick with the rebound. Clears it out to West, who will run the point with Young on the bench. Jones, right side baseline drive and gets fouled on the bump. I believe that will be against Bogan, but we'll wait on Danny Chandler's call. That is correct. His first, team third. So returning will be Tommy along with number 21, Jazz Johnson, for the first time for Milligan, Pine Ridge, Kentucky native. Jones keying it in. Lobs into the deep front court to Lavorne. West back to Lavorne. Skips it over to Hardrick. Now Jones, far corner, behind the arc. Shot clock at 10. West with it out front. Hardrick setting a screen against this 2-3 zone. West behind the back, drops it to Rozier. He'll pull the three, short off the front rim, gets his own board. Now loses the handle, stripped on the way into the lane. West in transition trying to stop Bogan, and Bogan Euro steps his way for a two, but a lot of Wesleyan fans wanted the travel call. Here's Jones.
Yeah, I had trouble with that one.
Yeah,
when the Euro step's not a walk, but what Rozier did when he changed feet.
Yeah. Here's Rozier.
Didn't put the pivot foot back down, but got to walk. And he did. It's a travel, but I have problems with the Euro step.
14-10 as Rozier gets a feed inside from West. That's an easy bucket. 10:40 to go here in the first half of action. Jones pressuring Bogan out front. Wesleyan still looks to be man-to-man. Now Bogan takes the drive down the right side. He's got back-to-back buckets for the Buffs. Seeing that 25-point average. Started all 12 games they've had. West now trying to get inside to Rozier, and it goes through his hands. Pride's going to come back for the Bulldogs along with Hickman for the Buffaloes. Rozier will get a breather. Him and Coach Stone smiling about that one. Might be the only time I've seen somebody smile after committing a turnover coming out.
I don't think it was a smile because you're happy. It's
no.
just a smile. It happened.
Yeah, yep. Sailed right through the hands. So here it is with Tommy bringing it up. He's got it on the left wing against West. West trying to force him to the left. Now he gets free to the right. Finds Gold in the far corner. Pulls up in front of Pride and knocks down the three to give Milligan their first lead of the ball game. 15-14 here as we are under the 10-minute mark.
Nice looking shot out of the corner.
Hardrick had it on the elbow. They're wanting to get it down low to Pride, it looked like, but West with control of it. Big crossover, gets free from Hickman. Nice shovel pass across the paint to Kobe Pride. Bulldogs back in front, 16-15 here.
Defense stepped across to help on the penetration and did a good job finding the man on the opposite block.
There's Rivers, hands it back off to Johnson. Johnson loses the handle, and somehow Milligan still ends up with it and then draws a foul.
Defense got to see the ball. You see the ball there, you come away with the turnover.
Just floating through the air. Second foul on the Bulldogs. So Peyton West will exit along with Hardrick and Jones and Lavorne, and starting five back out there for the Bulldogs here. Inbounds, lobbed in and overthrown to Rivers into the hands of McPherson. Reed thought about the three, couldn't get his footing right. Young has it, Hurst open far corner, pulls the three there, in and out that one goes. Wesleyan still cannot find their first three-pointer, 0 of 8 now from behind the arc.
Getting good looks.
Yeah, plenty of wide open looks. Hickman misses the three. Hurst pulls in the rebound after it bounces around. Milligan's only hit 1 of 3 from behind the arc. Here's Young with 8:40 to go and a 1-point advantage. Walks it between the circles, gets it left side to McPherson. Deeper under the left it goes to Reed. He'll spin, goes baseline. Strong layup is missed, but he'll draw the whistle for the contact. That one's going to be on Gold, his first, team fourth. And that's going to send Jay Reed to the line. Got to chat with him at halftime of our first broadcast this season. And quite impressive young man. It's his first free throw is off the back iron. Just shot straight back to him. Gold will exit, and Carlson will check in. They've got 3 from New Zealand. Coach Robinson must have spent some time over in New Zealand, recruiting trip maybe. Reed makes that one, 17-15.
There's a lot of recruiting services out there that help you locate those forms.
Which they've all kind of 3 been there for a couple of years now. Here in transition, Hurst from Reed after the steal is good.
Steal by Pride, nice release, nice cross to the other side. Well done.
Out front, Milligan has it now, feeds it inside to Rivers. Away from the block, trying to back down McPherson, and that was not going to work out. McPherson gets around him trying to get the steal, but knocks it out of bounds. Quick inside presence there by McPherson. They're battling hard. Official just checking on them, make sure all the tempers are cool on that one. Milligan works it to the far perimeter. Here's Hickman, steps inside, elbow extended, 15-foot jumper off the mark. Young corrals another rebound to his credit. Young just inside the arc will send it to his left into Reed. Now they lob it into Pride. It was a good idea, but Milligan knew it was coming too, trying to bounce it to a baseline cut there by Reed. Transition 3 is good for Milligan there to within 1. It's 19-18, Bulldogs in front, 7:25 to go.
Last possession, felt like we missed Pride on the roll initially, then tried to get it to him late, and it just wasn't there.
Left side, it's Hurst. Top of the key, Reed, now to Young on the right wing. Hurst goes to the high post in that middle of that 2-3 zone. Reed's got it, far left wing, left open for 3. Maybe pulled that one too quick. It was a strange-looking shot right there at first, but Bogan back in for Milligan, and Coach Stone wants to talk it over. With a timeout on the court, Wesleyan up 19-18 with 6:58 to go. We've got timeout on the court. We'll be back in 30 seconds. Back in 30. Athens. WJSQ, WLAR, Athens, Tennessee. Jared Wright, Coach Stan Harrison here. Dwayne Farmer Court. Bulldogs and the Buffaloes battling it out in the AAC play. Bogan with it for Milligan. Circles and drives the right side of the paint, forces a shot up, and they're going to get a foul on the rebound. I think it's on the rebound. There's no way it's on the shot. Nope, it is. Okay. Late to the shot, but it's going to be Jay Reed's first, team third.
That's a new MO. You wait to see what's going to happen before you call the foul. And I'm not a big fan. It always looks to the fans like you made the call late.
Yeah. Yep.
If it's a foul, call it.
That's kind of the thought. If it's a foul, call it. So both free throws are good, and Milligan is back up by 1 here, 20-19. Young with the ball, working from the Bulldog logo at midcourt. Now gets a screen from Hurst, instead passes it up to Reed. Wesleyan's got to move around a little bit more offensively. It's easy to play zone when they stand around. Here's McPherson, though, from 15 feet to give Wesleyan the lead again.
Milligan's playing the zone. Makes sense. We've not made a 3. We're 0 for 9. But we did find the middle of the zone, get the nice 15-footer.
Bogan reverse layup is good for him. And back in front go the Buffaloes, so exchanging the lead several times here late. Young flips it to his left to Hurst. Hurst looking inside, fakes the pass, now gets it to Reed. Reed takes one dribble, and his pass is deflected by McClure, steals it, gets it to Hickman. Hickman will smartly circle it back around, waits on the rest of the team. Now a lob to Bogan is going to be picked off by Reed. Well, Reed and Hickman collide for it. It ends up into the hands of the Buffaloes. He steps on the sideline, and that was Hickman. That'll allow Milligan to sub Gold back in along with Tommy. They'll replace Rivers and Hickman. Right there, you just see a couple of breaks that look to be going Wesleyan's way, and then it bounces right back.
Look like he's going to have a
hands.
fast break opportunity, and it ends right back up in their hands.
Here's Hurst, NAIA logo on the left side.
And we've either got to knock down some outside shots, or we got to create some turnovers and some easy baskets in transition.
Here's Young, outside the arc around the screen from Pride. Kicks it out to Hurst, 7 to shoot. Hurst in the lane, he's going to get bumped.
Got bumped.
No continuation on that one, even though he made the shot. Tommy's going to pick up his first, team fourth.
As you mentioned earlier, the call by Danny Chandler, I can't miss the opportunity to say veteran official.
Veteran, there you go.
People can interpret that veteran any way they want to.
Yep. Here's an inside feed to Hurst from McPherson at the top of the key. Nice look off the inbounds play. And the Bulldogs go back in front by one, 23-22. McClure, far side of the court, gets it up to Gold. Now that Bogan, he was wanting it the whole time, trying to take on Reed. Bogan loses the handle. Reed comes away with a steal to Young, to Hurst. Lay in on the right side is good. And the Bulldogs in front by 3 here, 25-22. Wesleyan has turned some good fast break points off of turnovers there. Hurst wanted the all ball call, but instead he's going to get the foul call. That's his first, team fourth of the half. 4:26 to play in this one, first half of action. It's going to send Tommy to the line, a 53.8% shooter, misses it off to the right. Wesleyan's going to get another fresh body in, number 15, Zaylin Callahan, a 6'1" sophomore guard also from Powder Springs, Georgia. Hurst and official having a conversation and both laughing about it on that call, but 23-25, Wesleyan in front after the second free throw is good. Now McPherson just inside the free throw line. Jump shot was quick, but rolled around the rim. Another one that's been looking good the whole way and just pops out.
Again, got the ball into the middle of the zone, got the good shot. Just not able to put it down.
Hurst deflects a pass momentarily, but goes straight to McClure's hands, so Milligan keeps the possession. 4 minutes to play. First half of action, Wesleyan in front by 2. Bogan drives in. Bogan, and misses it. Rebound cleared out. Here's Reed pushing the pace. Into the paint he goes. Between two defenders once again. Rolls off to the right, but Pride with the offensive board. His reverse layup, no good. Here's Gold. He's going to spin into Hurst. They collide. Ball ends up into Callahan's control, and he's going to get fouled on the shot. That's Coach Bill Robinson said there's got to be a foul.
It's a lot of contact. I think both coaches want to know. You had to have something, didn't you?
Yeah. Had to go some way. It was a spin into Hurst, who went flying. Hurst just tells Coach Stone, I was getting out of the way. I was trying to move. Nonetheless, Zaylin Callahan at the line makes the first of 2 free throws because he got fouled on the shot. Tommy will check out with 2 fouls to his credit. Hickman replaces him for Milligan. Coach Bill Robinson still pleading the case, and official telling him he understands his complaint, but he's not hearing any more of it.
No, he said that was enough. I've seen that hand before.
Like many great coaches have, I know.
I don't know about great, but I've seen it.
Well, if you're in the Hall of Fame, you're pretty great. 27-23 the score. Wesleyan forces another missed shot here. Rebound by Pride, cleared off and given to Callahan. Here's McPherson, drives, loses it on the way up. Reed is there to pick it up, and he draws the contact foul.
The bounce came to us for a change.
Hey, that's exactly right. That's going to be on 12. Sam Gold, his second. This usually doesn't happen that way when you're standing literally right beside your teammate.
No, it doesn't.
So Jay Reed back to the line. First one is good for Jay. 28-23. It's going to be a return for Johnson here from Milligan. So Reed steps to the line for the second opportunity. Misses it to the left. 3:05 to play. Logan gets it. He brings it near side. Working against Reed. Wesleyan still showing that man-to-man defense. Hand in the face by McPherson, but it's going to be Rivers that knocks it down. Wesleyan still with a 3-point lead, though. Can keep it a 2-possession game here if they can score. Callahan goes to the left side. No look pass down low to McPherson. Nice little up and under by Keyshawn is good. And it does push it back to a 5-point game. Logan with it. Crosses over through 2 defenders. Layup on the right, comes off to the left. Reed in transition. McPherson, or to Callahan, back to Reed. Missed it. McPherson with the offensive board. His putback no good. Rebounds tipped out into the hands of McClure. He'll get it out to Johnson. Now Logan misses it. Kind of went up for an oop.
Yeah, I was thinking he was going to try to dunk it.
Missed it, but in transition,
Shot it
Jay
over
Reed
to go.
makes it. Just look up and see him flying through the air and ball off the mark. 1:50 to go in the first half, 32-25.
Well, now he's bending over.
He is.
Taking in some bad air, looks like,
Yep.
at this point.
McClure working top of the key against Callahan. Gets to the left side and scores off the glass. 32-27 your score. Wesleyan still in front. These
Not a
teams
real
have,
good job defensively there. Got to stay
No.
square.
teams have traded leads a couple of times. Feed from the high post down to Pride. Pride's turning hook shot no good. Wesleyan battles themselves for the offensive board, and Hurst saves it to Reed. Now Callahan gets fouled at the top of the key as he's trying to pass it off. That should be
Go the line. Go
Yep.
1-1.
1-1. So Johnson picks up his first, team 8th. Hardrick and Jones return for Reed and McPherson. Reed and McPherson, much deserved rest right there after some tough minutes by both of them.
Both
on both
playing
ends.
hard, very hard.
So Zaylen Callahan steps in, 60% shooter on the season. From the stripe. Makes the first one, he'll get another. Collegiate men's game, the only one under the professional level that has not made the switch to the 5 fouls as a bonus, which they play 2 halves, so it's hard to do that way. So they will still go to the double bonus of 10 before they get 2 free throws. High school ranks in Tennessee has moved to the 5 fouls a quarter. Milligan out front with it. Rivers, guarded by Hardrick, gets a screen, gets free for a long 2, and he misses everything. But there was a Milligan player, that was Tommy underneath, that got the rebound. Now a drive and a fall, gives the ball straight to Jones. Jones scores in transition on the other end. That was
Run a timeout.
Yeah, it was.
Got a hurt player. Got an injured player.
Yep. So McClure got hurt as he went down. He's the one that gets credited maybe with the non-official assist to Jones there. Threw it straight to him. 41 seconds to go. Bogan drives in. Pride gave him everything he could, but he makes it on the left side off the glass. Jones drives, gets to the elbow, kicks it to Callahan, left wing.
Got bumped pretty good.
25 seconds. There's about a 4-second differential in game and shot clock. They get it to Callahan from Jones. Long bounce into the corner to Hurst.
Couldn't get a handle to get the shot off.
Now, nice feed inside by Hurst to Hardrick, and Hardrick puts it in for an easy 2. Down the middle of that paint, wide open.
Get a stop. Oh, no. Got beat off the dribble.
Yep. Milligan is going to get the last bucket of the first half. And that's exactly what happened. Got to the left side of the paint, bounced it across with about 2 seconds to go, and made the easy lay-in there And then so it trims the Wesleyan lead down to 6. At the half, they lead it 37-31. These two teams, as we said, would battle back and forth, but it has been the Bulldogs that have started to slowly build a lead, but then trying to pull away. Milligan has climbed back in a little bit here towards the end of the first half. So, again, telling you the halftime score, Wesleyan 37, Milligan 31. We'll be back from James L. Robb in 2 minutes. Back in 2 minutes.
That's Q.
Back here from James L. Robb Gymnasium, where we're at halftime of the men's game. First half that went back and forth there through the middle of it. Wesleyan and Milligan were tied 3 different times, and lead exchanged hands 6 different times. So, but it is the Bulldogs that have it at 6-point lead, 37-31 here at the half. Still 0 of 9 from behind the arc, and Milligan knocking down 2 helps them get a little bit closer in this one, in the second of our Appalachian Athletic Conference doubleheaders. But we are pleased to be joined by not 1 but 2 Lady Bulldogs who join us to talk. And I always ask the coaches, just send us somebody. It's a surprise, so we never know. We just get to have a good conversation. We've talked to both of these Lady Bulldogs before, but pleased to be joined by Cambry Mayo, who's number 21 in your programs, and then McKaylee Martin, number 20 in your programs. And so both of them from the local area, we could say, not McMinn County per se. We won't mention Bradley Central Barrett, Cambry Mayo over here, and the Dynasty. I'm just thankful that McMinn County games I call now do not involve Bradley Central being in the same district.
Yes,
so you all can have your own district down there, District 6 now. But nonetheless, McKaylee Martin coming down the road from Sweetwater, Tennessee, where she actually played for former Lady Bulldog and Heather Gibson at that time when she was playing here. But Heather Harmelio, who's married to Hector, who's also played soccer here at Tennessee Wesleyan for a little bit. So a lot of connections there. But talk to us, remind us real quick, both of you, and pick either or who wants to go first, but how you all chose Tennessee Wesleyan. Of course, being in this area, you know about it and you hear about it, but what made you want to come to Tennessee Wesleyan to play ball?
Mine's actually pretty different because I was going to play soccer, and Coach Rice, he texted me on Instagram, and he was like, would you be interested in coming and playing basketball instead? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, okay, well, I'll talk to you some more throughout this week. And we did. And my sister actually came here, and this is all I've known, so.
For me, it was kind of, I guess, like a family tradition, I guess, to come here with both my mom and my dad coming here. My mom played basketball here, so it really wasn't a tough decision. I kind of wanted to follow in her footsteps, you know, and And I always kind of thought of it as a competition, like, okay, I'm going to see if I can beat my mom at everything she did at Wesleyan. But obviously that's not going to happen because she was pretty good back in the day. But, you know, I think that was a big factor for me in coming here.
And of course, she played for the man sitting to my left. And y'all's right, Coach Stan Harrison and his Hall of Fame career here. And she is also in the Hall of Fame here. When I was working here in the alumni office, she went in. So Renee Haney-Martin is Renee Haney. And so she went in and always usually set up in the everybody's parents kind of set in that opposite corner of the gym right here. So I don't know if that's a plan. Do they choose to set the furthest away from the bench from you all? Is that
for my mom? Probably yes, so that I can't hear her yell, because I've told her I don't want to hear you yell from the stands. So she probably does that strategically in her mind.
Yeah, I feel like they all sit up there together so we can't hear them because they're all very loud.
It's kind of opposite. Sometimes the guys' families that are able to make it to games, they sit right here behind the bench to our left, and all the women's team, they're over to the other side of the gym. So it's always funny how that works out. So talk to us a little bit about the season thus far. Tough game here today against a very tough Milligan team. They're very big and physical, but still a lot of basketball left. You've picked up 5 wins on the season thus far and 3 of them in the conference. So talk to us about the season and what you all are looking forward to in the second half here.
You know, I think so far we've had our ups and downs, which any team is going to have their ups and downs. In the second half of this season, you know, I'm excited. Obviously, the second half is tournament time towards the end of it. You know, it being both of our senior years, you know, I'm just excited to get to go out there for another half with my teammates.
Yeah, I feel like we still have a lot of basketball to play, and we aren't done, and we're all very competitive, so we're not just going to lay down and just quit. So we have a lot of stuff to work on, and I feel like the chemistry between us teammates is going to get even better as we go along.
Obviously, Coach Ross mentioned it. Michaela, you've kind of been battling some sickness. And Cambry, we saw you kind of slide or fall to the floor. Everything okay with you?
Yeah, it's just a little bruise. I got a knot on it, but it's fine. It's nothing serious.
Moisture on the floor, especially in this gym, happens quite a bit.
Yeah.
Just the way it's designed. And so it's always scary when that happens because nobody's around. You just kind of slip and fall.
Yeah, I just went to take off, and my leg came out right from under me. So
always scary. Talk to us a little bit about what it's like for you all to be able to play so close to home and you know, what's a typical game day? Is it family and friends, or, you know, that get to come watch you all here, and what's that mean for you?
It means a lot for me, especially with my family being able to support me. They rarely miss a game. And with a bunch of family friends, especially with this being my last season of basketball, they have came and supported me a lot, and it means so much to me that people are there for me.
Yeah, I love the fact that Wesleyan is so close to all my loved ones and my home. That was another big deciding factor for me. I didn't want to go far, and I've always had a really good support system that shows up for me. So, you know, making that choice to come here close, you know, gives them even more opportunities to come and show up and support me whenever they can.
And a lot of, I'm sure it's this way for both of your families, a lot of them will make road trips with you all as well, and there's some long road trips.
Yeah.
You go to Columbia next week. I don't know if any of them will make the trip over 4
Cambry's mom definitely will.
Okay.
My mom doesn't rarely miss a game, but I don't know if she's coming this week or not, since it is in the middle of the week.
Right.
Usually when they're the 7-hour trips or on the weekend, she always makes the drive, but I don't know about this week.
That's just as dedicated as you are.
I know,
Practicing and playing, so I like it. Good effort from everybody in the family on that one. But since the conference expanded, there's just so many teams that stretch all the way to Laurinburg, North Carolina, and now Pikeville's in the conference as well. We'll be making that trip. We'll have that broadcast later on in the season, so that'll be a new place for us to go to, so that'll be kind of fun to do. But talk to us a little bit about the education side. Both of you last year playing ball and stuff, so it means graduation nearing as well. So how is that going? On target to graduate, I assume.
Yes.
Knowing
yes.
both of you all a little bit. So how's that going?
I think we're both pretty excited. We're actually both majoring in occupational therapy, but we've actually both kind of had a change of heart right here at the end, which is kind of not normal right before you're supposed to graduate. But I think now, and Kelly Seekins, our athletic trainer, might have something to do with this. I think now we both kind of are leaning towards athletic training. So we're both looking to possibly go to the same school to go to grad school. So I think we're both excited about it.
Yeah, I'm glad I'll at least have McKaylee with me. So, and Lee's in my hometown, so I'll be at home, and yeah, so we're excited.
Hey, it's not unheard of to change at the last minute.
Yeah.
I had a friend when I was at Wesleyan that he changed his major his last semester to avoid writing a thesis paper is what he always talked about, or that's what we always gave him a hard time about. But worked out for him. He still graduated on time, so worked out well for him. But kind of, is that your plan for both of you to go the athletic training route? At what level?
Okay, so mine's kind of, I'm going to have to work up to this point, but I definitely would like to work with like a big school, like Tennessee basketball or even like football or soccer, anything with the big sport, but I know you have to start lower and work your way up.
Yeah, I feel like I obviously would probably start out at a lower level. Like, I would want to start out doing high school probably just because I feel like that's when I started realizing the impact that athletic trainers could have. And then, maybe eventually working my way up to college. But I guess we'll just see what happens.
Maybe even start out working for Kelly here,
Yes, that's the dream, actually.
That's the dream. I will make sure that word gets to
goal.
Kelly. We will send her a clip of this game to make sure she hears that. But and that's the thing, high school, covering some of the main games, it is very prevalent that trainers are more present now. And usually each team, if they don't have one, the home team will cover it at the high school ranks. But it's somebody not affiliated directly with the school, but somebody in town. And so it's always good to have that, and there are plenty of opportunities because more and more athletes and more sports getting played all the time. It's definitely up there. So as you reflect, I guess last question, kind of looking at it, you reflect on your time at Wesleyan, and it's nearing the end. Hey, it might be bittersweet, or you might, as you said, pretty excited to be done with the school side of it. I know. What is kind of some of the memory or your biggest memory of playing ball here that you might take with you? Is there a game that stands out, a performance that stands out for you? Put them on the spot here.
You can go first, I'm thinking.
I remember, I think it was maybe last year. Are you talking about ourselves?
Yeah. Or team altogether.
Well, for my personal self, when I had 28 points against St. Andrews, as a team, it would have had to been the Milligan game here last year when we pulled that one out because we were the underdog in that one, and I was very proud of how we performed that game. So
mine is, I guess it's a little different because we didn't win the game that I remember the most. We actually lost, and it was last year in the tournament to Bryan, but I think we lost by like 3 or 4. It was a heartbreaker that put us out last season, but I think, everybody thinks, okay, Wesleyan and Bryan, biggest rivalries, blah, blah, blah. And for us to be able to compete with them, right there at tournament time and kind of dig deep and, scare them, I guess you could say, that's something that I will always remember. And hopefully we can do that again this season. So,
but beat them this time.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. Still plenty of time this season to get those wins acquired and some memorable times. Well, Cambry and McKaylee, thank you for joining us. Best of luck on the future athletic training careers, whichever path that ends up for you, and best of luck finishing out this year. So thank y'all for joining us.
Thank you.
So McKaylee Martin and Cambry Mayo joining us, and as they mentioned, they are done after this season, headed to grad school to become athletic trainers. And so following the footsteps of Kelly Seekins, who's made a positive impact on a lot of student athletes here at Tennessee Wesleyan in her role and taking care of them and the other training staff that's with her to do that. So, Coach, we got a couple of seconds before the second half starts. Let you run down some stats for us there.
All right, for Tennessee Wesleyan, we shot 47.1% from the field. We're 0 for 9 on the outside of the three-point arc. 5 of 8 at the free throw line, 62.5%. Led in scoring by Ty Hurst. Ty was 5 of 7 from the field. Milligan shot 43.3% from the field, 33.3% outside the arc, and 75% the free throw line. Led in scoring by Folly Bogan. Got off to a slow start. As I mentioned, averaging almost 25 points a game, but did pick it up a little bit late. Was only 4 for 10 from the field, but 2 of 2 at the free throw line for 10 points. So not a lot of scoring. The big statistic that stands out is rebounding. We did out-rebound them 20-14 in that half.
That is a great stat there and making the difference. Wesleyan comes out firing, though, to start the second half, and Ty Hurst continues leading all scorers now as he knocks down the three-pointer from the near corner and puts Wesleyan up 40-31 here. WJSQ, WLAR, Athens, Tennessee. Jared Wright, Coach Stan Harrison here from James L. Robb as Wesleyan forces a missed shot inside, and they get the rebound, and it's Young, Hurst, McPherson, Reed, and Pride, your starting 5 from the first half, back out there.
Milligan still in the 2-3.
Hurst thought about it, but pass he had to jump for. Instead, pulls up short from about 8 feet and misses it. Cleared out by Gold to Bogan. Now up quickly they go and score on the left side there from Milligan is by Lincoln Tommy.
Did not get back on defense. Easy conversion on the other end for Milligan.
Young flips it to the right. Reed away from the three-point line, actually standing on the Farmer Court
there
logo.
We go.
Now shovel inside to Reed on the cut, back door. And that's
Attack
it.
the middle of the zone. That's where you want to go to. Got it to the free throw line, exactly where you want to go, able to feed it to somebody cutting to the basket.
42-33. Drive inside. McClure hits the deck. A lot of contact, but Wesleyan avoids the whistle. Cleared out from Pride to Young. Young into the lane, goes up against Bogan and scores. Amari Young, nice little take inside. A couple of hesitation moves. Gets him free for the lay-in. Bogan on the right side. Shoves off on Reed, and they're going to call a charge on Bogan, his second. First of the half for the team. And that's going to bring Hickman in for McClure. McClure actually went out injured in the first half, came up limping after a collision, and almost seems to still be limping a little bit. Young up the right side of the floor. Hurst between the circles has it, gets a screen from Pride to the left and uses it. Backdoor cut by Reed. Waits till everybody jumps, but misses the little floater in the lane. Had good patience, just couldn't get the shot to fall.
Real good patience.
Bogan taking it in against Reed, and that one's going to be a blocking foul here on the Bulldogs' Reed. That's his second, team first of the half.
He did a little bit better job playing transition defense. 2 misses. We've given up 2 pretty easy shots on the other end. One they missed. Now they got a chance to convert a 3-point play.
I'll tell you another stat, Coach. I don't know exactly what it was at half, but it's 6-10 in favor of Wesleyan in the turnover battle. That's been a good one. Bulldogs have not turned it over much at all. They've gotten 12 points off of the 10 by Milligan, so that's been good as well, converting the turnovers to points. Reed on the right wing after the missed free throw, so it's 44-35.
Milligan has gone man-to-man. Last 2 possessions now.
McPherson working against Gold, gets to the right side, over to Hurst. Hurst goes baseline, triple team, and the ball literally spins all the way around and spins off, but he will get 2 shots coming. It's
Hopefully
Gold.
we can convert these free throws, but I'd like to send him dish that off to Pride on the other block.
Yep. Took on 3 guys, and lucky he even got a shot off, to be honest, but he did. First free throw rattles it home. 10-point lead, that's the largest of the game for the Bulldogs.
Gold's 3rd foul. That could be big.
Yep, he's listed at 6'7", so he gives him some size inside, but now he'll take a seat, and you've got Carlson that's at 6'7". That's really the only other one with some size. Well, Rivers is also listed there. So 11-point lead for the Bulldogs, largest of the game. 17:30 to play. Here's Bogan on a drive. Off the glass, no good. Pride with the backside rebound, skying for it. There's a take by Hurst, gets into the lane, Euro step, hard step in. Could not get the floater to fall.
Right to the glass, couldn't finish it.
There's a 3 by Hickman, it's short, and gonna get a foul underneath on the rebound. This one's gonna stay with Milligan, I believe. see who this one's going to be called on. That's the key. It's going to be on Kobe Pride, his first.
I thought he cleared out pretty well.
So both teams with 2 fouls apiece. Hickman feeding it inside, and Pride's going to get called for
two in a
that
row.
one. Yep.
And as usual, first half, and Kobe plays the first half without a foul. Now he gets two quick ones here in the first 3 minutes of the second half.
Officials talking it over with Kobe. Hickman catches the inbounds once again on the right wing. Goes opposite side of the screen. Young hit the deck. Hurst tried to save it, but it goes out of bounds off of him. Pride was in there to block it as well. Some physical play inside here.
Another one of those where there was, apparently, according to official, a whole lot of nothing.
Yeah, exactly. Rivers gets the inbounds and puts it up just as quick. 46-37, Bulldogs still in front.
Slick spot on the go.
Yep.
He's not in charge of it.
And Peyton Harper leaving his spot on the scorer's table. We'll go clean that up real quick. The moisture. And again, student worker's not back yet, so.
The gentleman just had to be standing in the doorway, and the official thought he was responsible for the mop.
Yep. Popcorn in hand.
He was more than happy to hand it to Peyton.
Well, on this other end, I'll go ahead and say it's Billy Berry standing closest to the mop.
He might want to move.
Head baseball coach. He take the odds that he will not pick up that mop anytime soon.
I'm not sure it fits his hand.
Here's inside pass to McPherson on that high post, looking for some help. Gets a baseline pass down to Reed. Now a nice bounce across the lane to Pride, and Pride's hook shot is good.
Very nice ball movement. A little triangle action inside.
Wesleyan back in front by 11. Milligan keeping it on the perimeter. Wesleyan still, they've gone man-to-man defense this entire game. Milligan's kind of flipped back and forth between zone and man. 4 minutes played. Missed shot here by Bogan. He wanted the foul, didn't get it. Hurst has it across midcourt. He'll clear it out to the point guard.
You're rarely going to get that call if you're going to fall away from the contact.
Trying to create that separation. Young takes it in on the right side. Strong take, just rolls off the rim once again. Now Young answers back, trying to get a steal, and Hurst dives into the sound cart, trying to save it. Everybody okay, but the ball will go to Milligan. That's the hustle plays you like to see right there. Young trying to come back after a missed shot, poked it away, but ball just went rolling. Go clean up the moisture on the court again, and that's going to let Darius Rozier get to the scorer's table. Shot clock is going to be at 25 because Wesleyan never really changed.
No, it was a tap out from behind. We never established possession of the ball.
Inbounds comes to Carlson. They work it around to the far side to Rivers. Hickman guarded by Hurst, far wing. He'll pass it over to the right to Rivers. Rivers, a little hesitation against McPherson. Now dribbles and kicks. Three-pointer on the way by Hickman is good for Milligan. They're to within 8, 48-40. Almost 5 minutes played here in the second half of action. Bulldogs trying to pick up a much-needed conference win. Just a win in general. Good feed on the pick and roll, but sails through Rozier's hands. It's going to let Jones check in.
Maybe a little hard, but that's one you've got to catch and finish. A really nice look, nice pass down inside, all alone, and goes through his hands. That's
been impressive. Really, top to bottom, the Bulldogs team does a good job of passing to each other. Sometimes just a little too strong, but Carlson with it. Jones picks his pocket. That's a bad place to have it, and Jones takes it in, gets the bucket and the foul. Jones with a big steal. Carlson had it behind his head, and he picks the pocket and gets the steal and the score and the foul. Carlson's going to pick up his first. It's going to be the team third of the half. And local product, number 5, Ty Runyon, set to check in, or he does come in now. 6-foot freshman guard right here in Athens, Tennessee. He'll replace Amari Young, and Peyton West is going to run to the scorer's table as well. Takes off the warm-up shirt. Jones converts the three-point play, 51-40. Bulldogs again in front by 11. Hurst will check out.
Give everybody a break here. What you'd like to do is just maintain what you've got until we can get them back in the game.
Yep.
Pushing it out would be a benefit, be a bonus.
Battle of the fives right here between Tommy and Runyon. Runyon guarding him man-to-man. Lob inside to Rivers. Gets fouled on the shot by McPherson, though. McPherson's going to pick up his first. Team fourth. And that's going to send Rivers to the line. He's an 81.5% shooter, so one of their top. They got a couple of guys at 100 that have not taken many on the season. So Rivers, first free throw is good. Still a 10-point game. Hardrick will enter and replace McPherson, who gets another breather. The freshman from Charlotte, North Carolina, misses the second one. Rebound comes off to the right, and it's going to be Jones to clear it over to Runyon. 5.5 minutes gone. Second half of action. Peyton West out on the right wing. Good bounce pass into Jones. Having to body in. Gets blocked inside by Hickman. And then trying to take it away from Hickman. He's going to get called for the foul. So Wesleyan finding the whistles going against them here. A 10-point game with 14:22 to play. West picks up Hickman at midcourt. Rivers wanting to set a screen, but he never could get established anywhere. He'll retreat to the low block. Ball loose, poked away, battle for it. Let's see, who's going to... Peyton West is going to get called for the foul on the Bulldogs. The ball was loose, bouncing. Coach Ray Stone has said, hey, we've seen enough for right now. Let's talk this one over. So with timeout on the court, Wesleyan in front 51-44. We'll be back in 30 seconds. Back in 30. .14:09 remaining, 51-41, Bulldogs in front. The fouls have started to kind of appear.
Yeah, I don't like where we are in that regard. Next one, they'll be on the bonus and still got, this point, a little over 14 minutes to go.
Left side, it's Bogan with it. Inside to Rivers, misses the shot. Ball battled for. West comes away with it, and jump ball will keep it Milligan's way. The break's not going Wesleyan's way. Delay a game called on Wesleyan. Put it in the book as a warning. 13:53 to go. Bogan set to key it in. Drive here by Tommy. He dished it off to Bogan. Bogan goes in. Bucket is good, and they're going to call the blocking foul on Wesleyan's Ty Runyon. Looked like Ty had gotten established, but
I couldn't see for sure where his feet were. If it's inside the restricted area or not.
that is true. Shielded from our vantage point.
If not, I thought it was a charge, but if his heels are on the line, then perhaps it was a block.
Three-point play is good for Foley Bogan. Wesleyan's lead now down. We got it at 7 or at 6, but
7.
should be 7. All right. 51-44. Here's Hardrick, drives left side of the lane. A little scoop up and under with the right hand. Almost behind the back scoop. 53-54.
That one sort of crawled in.
Yeah. Had enough English spin on it to get in there. Bogan trying to take over. High off the glass, missed it. Darius Rozier with a good defensive board. Clears it out to Runyon. Here's West on the right wing. West, nice feed to Hardrick on the baseline to get out of trouble. Now he gets it back in the corner. Top of the key, Jones open for three. Extra pass to Runyon. Baseline feed into Rozier on the block. Little hook shot by Rozier is good.
Really nice ball movement.
I thought it was about to get too unselfish there, but the Bulldogs able to put the points in. Both Jones and Runyon had open looks, but nobody gets back and stops.
Don't take away the dribble drive. Don't have any help side defense.
That was Tommy right there. So timeout on the court. It's 55-46. We'll stay right here through it. It is a full timeout, but we've got McMinn County basketball coming up on Friday night. That's our next broadcast for the Cherokees and Lady Cherokees as Cleveland comes to town. But then we will be back with Wesleyan on January 16th as Bryan College. They're still college. They're one of the few that haven't made the name change, but
correct.
A lot of them in the conference have, and so they will be back January 16th. That's a 5:30 and 7:30 tip-off, so a weekday game. We'll have that broadcast for you here. And Battle of Highway 30, Washington Ferry Bridge, whatever you want to call it, but that should be an interesting one. And really, for both teams, the women want to knock off Bryan, who's been the perennial top, but then the guys, they had one of their worst losses in recent times against Bryan earlier this season over there, so it was quite a poor showing for them. 94-73 they lost, so they're wanting to avenge that here at home against Bryan, so we'll see how that goes.
It's always a battle when Bryan comes to town.
Never fails, never fails. And two totally different gyms to play in as well, so.
Absolutely.
I've heard many players talk about that because Bryan only has stands on one side, and it's essentially a warehouse-type building, a high ceiling. And
it's like playing in a tin can.
Yep, it is. So Wesleyan going to see some full-court pressure here from Milligan. West and Runyon getting free of it, and Runyon's going to get fouled by number 5, Tommy, and that's going to be his third, team fourth. We're still 12:33 to go in this one. 11 fouls called already. 7 of them against the Bulldogs. Here's Runyon. Gets it over to Jones on the bounce pass. Jones wanting to lob it in. Now it's Hardrick with it, working against Rivers. Lobs it into Rozier. He's quickly double teamed. Somebody's got to be open. Hardrick cut. Somehow gets a shot off and draws a foul. He's even laughing about it because he don't know how he got it off. So Kieran Hardrick's going to go to the line.
No, but I thought it was going in.
I did too.
It's just a hope and a prayer.
That would have been one for the highlight reel. One of those, how did it happen? But just rolls off the front of the rim. He misses the first free throw. Zaylen Callahan returning for the Bulldogs. So Hardrick back at the line for the second one, and it's good. Looked much better than the first one. 56-46, 12-13 to go. Battle of the 5th place Milligan Buffaloes and the tie for 8th for the Bulldogs here in AAC play. Long baseline feed to Hickman. He airballs the 3, but there's Bogan on the backside for the putback for Milligan. Just another second chance opportunity there. That is 5 rebounds on the offensive side. Rozier catches off the press break. Down low, little hook shot in the lane is good. And back to a double-digit lead. Wesleyan just trying to keep that advantage there.
Half-court length pass, it was a little risky, but it got home and we got it finished.
Here's Rivers, top of the key. His three-pointer off to the left, another offensive board. He gets the pass back and redeems himself with the lay-in on the right side. An assist credited.
Second chance points. Conley threw it away.
Tommy had the assist, got the steal, and now going for another assist as he gets it to Hickman. 58-52. Starting 5 coming back to the table for the Bulldogs. Probably much needed. Here's Jones into the lane. Strong take. Ball's loose. Battled for. That's got to be a travel. And nonetheless, Rivers goes down with it and gets the timeout call as the Bulldogs going to get the starting 5, and that's going to be, we'll stay here, 58-52 with 11 minutes to go. Still a lot of time in this one. I can't believe it's taken this long, but 12 team fouls makes a difference in this one. The Bulldogs here, Coach, you're going to get the starters back in after a breather. It's got to be what Ray Stone is going to have to rely on starters to try to push this lead further past.
First thing you got to do is regain the momentum. Milligan has certainly taken the momentum in the game with a couple quick baskets on their end. Bad turnover on our part. A couple missed shots by us, and all of a sudden it's what was an 11-point game is a 6-point game. And so the first thing you got to do is regain the momentum. Go back to doing what you were doing to get the lead. Sometimes players forget how they got the lead. So first thing we got to do is play a little defense, start offensive basketball again, and getting the shots that we were looking to get earlier.
Yeah, Milligan's rattled off 4 straight points, and then they get called for a travel here, so the Bulldogs catch a break on that one. Have to give Coach Stone credit wearing the royal blue blazer right there.
Oh, looking dapper in the blue blazer, the black pants, and the blue and black shoes.
Yep. Him and Coach Jones making sure they've got that fit going, and there's a big foul. Wow. McPherson had to sky for the pass, but Tommy came flying in, picks up his 4th. Team 6th. That one got a little scary for a second. Here's Gold. He's going to return for Tommy. He's got 3 fouls. So Milligan with some players in foul trouble right there.
And the fouls are evening up a little bit, too.
Yep.
That's good thing if we can hit them at the free throw line when we get to it.
Yes. 10:35 to go. Pride, top of the key, gets to Hurst on the left wing. Now over it goes. And Pride slipped on the floor. They were trying to get it back door to him, and it went straight to Carlson's hand. I don't know that he would have called it anyway because Carlson was right in line for it.
There's obviously a wet spot there.
Yep.
Nobody's attending to.
Coach Berry's left his spot there. Here's Bogan on the right side. Takes it in and floater. 58-54, 10:05 to go. This press has become more physical for Milligan. Wesleyan able to break it, get free. Here's Hurst in the lane. Short pull up, no good. Quick possession there.
Well, it's a quick shot, which is one of the things you want to do out of the press. If you can't get the turnover, give them take a quick shot, which is all well and good if you can make it.
So both teams now in the bonus after the first, or the player control foul there against Rivers.
Got a little bit of a break there by drawing the charge.
Yep. Finally under the 10-minute mark. Young with it. Gets it to McPherson on the left side of this press. Now Hurst. Look down low. Pride wanting it against Carlson. Instead, it's Young, top of the key with it. Young looking around. Goes to the right side. Goes up strong. Missed the shot. Ball tipped around into the hands. It comes to Rivers. Not the best option there for the Bulldogs on the shot selection. They're trying to take a strong take and draw a foul maybe. 4-point game. Wesleyan in front, 58-54. Hickman, right wing. Little head fake. Now he'll drive. Step back from 15 feet is good. It's a 2-point game. Milligan has all the momentum. Now Wesleyan's McPherson and Young keep it in the backcourt. Middle of the court, it goes to Hurst. Hurst, baseline feed. Pride finally stops the bleeding a little bit. 60-56. Hickman up the left side. Gets free and scores. Past 2 Wesleyan defenders. Young poked it away momentarily, but he's able to regain it right in front of Pride. Here's Reed in transition. Layup on the right side, no good. Rebound battled for. And they're going to say it went off of Wesleyan. Okay, could have been a jump ball, could have been a foul. All 3 scenarios could have played out on that one, but there's a foul. Hickman just shoves Young to the floor.
No call.
Catches the inbounds. He's still that offhand. He's swatting away. Fade away from 15 feet, no good. Boxed out by Pride. Great job by Kobe.
Offensive ball here. There we go.
There's the foul. 18 fouls, and that one's going to be on Hickman, his second. He's kind of committed about 4 in the last couple of minutes. Amari Young's going to go to the line for a 1-and-1, but a timeout is taken first by Milligan. with the score 60 for Wesleyan, 58 for Milligan. We'll be back in 60 seconds. Back in 60 seconds. $8:12 remaining in this Appalachian Athletic Conference doubleheader. WJSQ, WLAR, Athens, Tennessee. Jared Wright, Hall of Famer Coach Stan Harrison sitting courtside as Amari Young is going to step to the line for a 1-1. Both teams in the 1-1 right now. It's a 2-point lead for the Bulldogs. Milligan has rattled off. Wesleyan had gotten the lead up to 11 at one point and has kind of hovered around 10, and Young misses the first free throw. Got to make them. Got to make them. And Milligan has rattled off a couple of momentum trips down to cut it down to this 2-point deficit. Game of runs, and Milligan's had the advantage here in the second half as Kobe Pride's going to get called for the foul inside against Rivers. And Rivers has kind of come alive here in the second half,
indeed.
being more physical.
Yep.
Inside player for Milligan. Rivers has got 12 to his credit. Make that 13 with the first one. He can tie it up here. Under 8 to play. Logan with 19 leads their team in scoring. And all scores. Hurst still stuck at 15 for the Bulldogs. Pride catches the missed rebound, has to chase it down there. Wesleyan desperately needs an offensive bucket here. Hurst, left wing, gets it up to McPherson, top of the key to Reed on the far side. Pride pops off the pick and roll. The pick and screen there. And now they feed it inside to Pride. Looking for some help, now makes a move. Hook shot into the lane, just no good.
A lot of body contact, no call.
Here comes Bogan in transition. Goes up and under, and a blocking foul, and that one's because Reed was inside that arc by a couple of feet. And so the 19 foul on the Bulldogs. Bogan really, he kind of went in very quickly, almost out of control. But he will get 2 free throws coming his way. Hurst drifting back in the corner to trying to maybe cheat, but Carlson's there with him as Foley will go to the line here. 7:27. Misses the first one, so all he can do is tie if he makes this one. We'll get set. 75% shooter coming into today's matchup. Misses both. 24, Kobe Pride pulls in that rebound and clears it out to Young. Somebody's going to have to help Young. No, he's by 2 defenders, by 3.
Now, gotta have.
Now he gets a layup on the right side. Amari Young, quick burst of speed, gets free for the layup on the right. Blue Bass, 2 defenders. Here's Rivers. He's been the hot hand, and he's going to airball one. Top of the key 3. Falls to the wall on the baseline. So 3-point advantage for the Bulldogs, 62-59. Reed catches it across the time stripe. Now to Young in the middle of the floor. Young, scoop shot. Back-to-back layups on back-to-back trips for Amari Young.
Broken the press 2 times in a row, shot layups 2 times in a row, both by Young.
Couldn't draw it up any better. Here's a drive and a steal by Hurst as the outlet from Hickman was intercepted. Hickman went in and tried to kick it to Gold in the corner, and Hurst able to intercept it. McPherson, left wing, gets it to Young. 6.5 to play. Pride down low against Gold. Spins into the basket. Strong off the glass. No contact call. Second chance by Hurst is off the mark, too. Here comes Bogan down the floor, working against McPherson. Takes it strong. And Milligan back to within 3, 64-61.
That was a big mismake.
Yeah. Two misses on this side, and Bogan quickly he gets down the floor. Maybe that's how all his scoring is done on transition. Here's Reed inside. Nice bounce pass feed to Hurst, and he gets fouled hard by Gold. He's going to pick up his 4th.
It's again one of those late calls that I didn't think was going to be made.
I did not either. I will 100% agree with you on that one. It was kind of iffy on that one. Hurst, though, is going to step to the line. Ty Hurst from Knoxville, Tennessee. Makes the first one. Sigh of relief maybe for a moment. 4-point advantage. Here comes Tommy back into the game. Lincoln Tommy, the sophomore guard. He's got 4 fouls. So something Wesleyan's guards have to be aware of. As Hurst goes perfect for the line. That second one barely moving the net. Here's Young D'ing up against Tommy in the backcourt. Just token pressure. Hurst guarding Gold. Coach Stone turning around to get a substitution and Callahan coming in. Milligan on the perimeter. Wesleyan still showing man-to-man. Hickman takes a long 3 over a defender, and Pride just kind of got a guy ran up under him, and it's going to draw a foul, 2-shot foul. Was there in the double bonus, and Pride's going to pick up his his 4th. And Tommy had just kind of come flying in on the baseline and got up under Pride, and over the back call was made simple there.
Really unfortunate.
Yep. First free throw is good for Tommy. Rozier and Callahan return. They'll replace Pride and McPherson. Both teams taking some deep breaths out there, trying to regain some energy here. 5.5 to play, 5:35 to be exact. And a 4-point lead for the Bulldogs. Tommy leans into that one, makes sure it falls. It's 63-66. It's going to be Young taking his time up the floor. Goes to the left side, gets it to Hurst on the wing against Gold. Hurst flips it over to Callahan on the opposite side. Here's Young off the handoff from Rozier. Had to regain the handle of it. Now drives to the baseline. Reverse layup. Missed it. Throws it smartly out of bounds off of Rivers. 3 seconds to shoot, though. So Hurst is going to have to get it in quickly. And whoever gets it's going to have to score quickly. 5:08 on the game clock, but that's irrelevant at the moment. Stacked on the left side of the lane, it's going to be Reed, then Rozier, and then Callahan. Young in the near corner. After the slap of the ball, we'll see which way they break. Still cleaning up some moisture. Noah Lonis out there, manager for the basketball team. He's been told to grab the broom real quick off the end of the bench. Finally, here we go. Now Hurst has control of it. They start moving, set a screen for Young. Bounce pass into Young and free on the right side. Good inbound set right there.
Nice play. Nice set play off the inbounds.
Puts Wesleyan back in front by 5. Far side, Gold going to go baseline. Looked like, yeah, I agree. Walk as he mishandled it. And then here comes flying in. A quick bucket and score there on the backside by Tommy. And the Bulldogs have their lead dwindled down to 3 once again with 4:48 and timeout on the court. The Bulldogs leading 68-65. We'll be back in 60 seconds. Back in 60 seconds. Back here, Dwayne Farmer Court, James L. Robb Gymnasium. Campus of Tennessee Wesleyan University. Jared Wright, Coach Stan Harrison here. As Coach Stone quickly gave his family a little nod, as I think he's noticed they're all here today. Got his dad and his sister and son, Little Ray, as we called him. He's not Little Ray anymore.
Absolutely not.
They're all in town to cheer on the Bulldogs here. Here's Reed inside. Nice little hook shot on the baseline is good off the glass. Bulldogs push it back to 5, under 4.5 to go. Here's Bogan, though, quickly down the floor.
Let's get a stop and a rebound.
It's going to be Tommy with it, guarded by Young, away from the basket. Now he has to put it on the floor. Trying to drive, kicks over to Hickman. He'll take the open 3 and drills it. To within 2 come the Buffaloes. It's the closest it's been in quite some time.
I didn't like to pressure that far away from the basket.
Yeah, definitely.
Allowed him to get by Young, and then we had to step and help. We do. He found the open shooter in the corner.
Here's Young on a drive. He'll kick to the opposite corner, and Callahan answers right back with a 3 of his own. Trading buckets there. Here's Bogan into the lane. Strong take, and they've really not had an answer to stop Bogan. Still 3-point lead, though, for Wesleyan. 3:35 now to go, 73-70. Bulldogs working right to left for us.
Seems like we've got to answer every basket.
Now Reed inside. Good pass from Hurst, and Reed able to knife between 2 defenders and push it back to a 5-point game. Here's the left side drive and kick there by Tommy. Gets it to Hickman, trying to go for another 3. Off the mark, rebound by Rivers. Quickly went back up with it on a spin move and gets him to within 3. Goes Milligan. That second chance opportunity.
Again.
It's hurt several times. Both games today. Under 3 we go in a 3-point game. Young gets it to Hurst. Hurst gets a screen from Rozier. Pulls up just inside the arc. Nothing but net there for Ty Hurst. Wesleyan trying to retreat quickly on defense, and they do. Hickman near corner. Lob into Rivers against Rozier. Rozier blocks him. Well, I'm going to blow the whistle for the foul, and Rozier is going to pick up his second. Team's already in the double bonus, so it will send Rivers to the line.
I know I'm biased, but I'm not sure I agree with that call.
There's not many in blue and white here today that agree with that one. And the ball pops out, and some might say the ball never lies on those. So Rozier will exit. Pride comes back in. Remind you, he's got 4 fouls for the Bulldogs, so 2:34 to go.
Ready to play now. Got to box out here.
Gold will exit. He had 4 fouls from Milligan.
Well, we got a violation.
One more shot.
Reed
Hurst.
fell into the lane.
Or Reed fell in, okay. Hurst had secured the miss. It's one of those, that anticipation of having to crash into the lane. And he still missed it.
They
Ball
got the
tipped
rebound
up,
and
wow.
tipped it in.
Wow.
Unreal.
Bogan gets credited just trying to tip it in, and he's definitely got a grin on his face because he knew he got away with one. He's just trying to tip up the rebound, and it tips into the goal. Long inlet pass down low to Pride. Kicks it back out to Reed. Ball fake, got his defender to flinch, and he pulls the shot in. Jay Reed pushes it back to a 5-point game. Here's Bogan, though. Transition 2, and he makes another one. Bogan just keeps going. He's at 27 now after that one.
Wow.
So I don't think he was worried about getting to his average, apparently, after the slow first half for him.
Nope. Just glad it was slow.
Yes. 1:46 to go. Wesleyan in front by 3. It's Reed with it. Reed drive and kick to Hurst. Left wing, 3-pointer by Hurst.
Huge.
It's good.
Huge 3. Now let's get 1 stop and 1 rebound.
Finally, they get past the 5-point lead and into a 6-point lead. And then they get overplayed a little bit there, and it's going to be Tommy that comes in for a quick lay-in on the left side. And Coach Bill Robinson, with 1:26 to go, calls a full timeout. Bulldogs leading this one 82-78 with timeout on the court. We'll be back in 60 seconds. Back here from James L. Robb. Inbound is caught by the leading scorer for the Bulldogs, Hurst. He's got 22 points, along with 5 boards and 5 assists. Knocking down a big 3 just moments ago. Wesleyan needs a big bucket offensively with 1:15 to go. Hurst over to Young. Shot clock at 14. Young gets trapped. Ball deflected into the backcourt. Here's Bogan in transition. He's going to slam it in for 2. And we're at a 2-point game with 60 seconds and counting.
A lot of contact in that last possession.
Young got tripped up too, and no whistle on that one. Hurst in control of it on the far side. Young trying to go get it. Hurst picked up his dribble. Now gets it over to Callahan. Callahan gets free. Euro step through the lane and got fouled on the shot, but at least it'll count as a block out of bounds. So Bulldogs basketball underneath with 40.8 in a 2-point game. 13.
I'm sorry, Jared. 13 on the shot clock.
Go ahead. Hurst bounces it in to Reed in the short corner. Reed looking around. 8 to shoot, and Reed gets fouled there by Rivers. Got tripped up. Now Wesleyan will get 2 free throws. It's going to be Jay Reed stepping to the line.
Yep. We're at the point in the game where this is where you win or lose the game. That's free throw line.
Got to make them. They're free for a reason. Put them in. So Jay Reed will step there. And Jim falls eerily quiet, and he misses that one. Now 2 for 5 from the free throw line. McPherson's going to return for Callahan. So the Bulldogs will have another chance to extend it to at least a 3-point game here. Reed does just that. Now just got a D up. Shot clock and game clock 5 seconds in difference there. Bogan drives in. Somehow gets a pass over several. Hickman.
2 dribbles.
Now they get Bogan left wide open in the back door and just kind of got out. And it did look like a double dribble there by Milligan. But nonetheless, 23.9. And with full time out on the court, we'll take 30 seconds of it. Wesleyan up 83-82. We'll be back in 30 seconds. Back in 30. Back here at James L. Robb, we've got 24.3 in a 1-point game. Coach, does Milligan, one, they're going to guard the inbound, try to deflect it. But after that, do you expect them to foul, send Wesleyan to the line in a 1-point game with plenty of time left, or just play it out?
Well, they won't play it out. The question is whether or not you're going to foul in the backcourt or you're going to try to trap or get a 10-second call in the backcourt. I think they'll try to trap the ball, get a steal. If they can't get the steal, if they get it out, then I think they'll look for the quick foul.
We will see. They do open in that full court pressure. It's going to be Reed to key it in for the Bulldogs underneath. Both teams in the double bonus. Reed's got to get it in somewhere. Long lob into McPherson at midcourt. They're fouling McPherson left and right, and they finally get the call, which helps Wesleyan. Time runs off a little bit more. If McPherson can step to the line and knock down some shots, it'll be his first trip today. 47% shooter on the season, so we'll see if Keyshawn can make it here from Powder Springs, Georgia. First free throw is good. 84-82 with 21.6 showing on the game clock. Pearson a chance to extend it to 3 here. James L. Robb very quiet. And he does just that. Clutch free throws by the freshman and McPherson right there. Bogan is going to have it up the floor. Tries to spin low. Takes a strong layup. Missed it. Pride gets the rebound and draws the foul. Bogan wanting the call. They do not get it. Good stand there.
He's out of control. He's falling away from a basket. They're not going to give you that.
Bingo. That is exactly spinning a ton. That one's going to be, I don't know who they called that one on. Hickman, looks like. His fourth. So Kobe Pride a chance to make this a 2-possession game at the line with 14.1 remaining. Misses the first one. This next one could be huge, 85-82.
You want to get to a 2-possession game.
14.1.
Slow down a little bit.
Both teams either close to being out of timeouts or are. And that one pops in and out. Ball's tipped up and around. Bogan comes down with it, and then he gets called, draws the foul.
His 5th.
Which is going to be the 5th on Pride. So he will foul out.
That's not necessarily a bad thing.
So they go with the smaller guard, and Peyton West will step in. Free throw shooter.
I'm assuming our better free throw shooter, yes.
88% for Peyton West.
88.
So Bogan steps to the line, makes the first one. 12.9 remaining. 85-83. Tennessee Wesleyan in front against a long-time conference rival. I feel like a lot of rivalries in the conference, but Milligan, Bryan, Union always at the top. Bogan misses it, but an offensive putback is no good. Ball tipped around. Another putback is no good, but Rivers, there's that late whistle. Let it play out. And with 10.2 remaining, Jay Reed's going to pick up his 4th. And that one, 2 different putbacks were missed by Milligan. And Rivers gets the foul call. So he'll go to the line for 2 in a 2-point game with 10.2 remaining. Rivers makes the first one. 85-84.
I'm not sure about that call. Wow.
That one looked to be a play-on type of situation, but second one is good, and we're knotted up at 85 apiece with 10.2 remaining. The Bulldogs want to talk this one over. 85-85. We'll stay here with you through this one because we can set this up. With 10.2, you're playing to win the game, obviously. So, Coach, are you looking to take the last shot or go attack as quick as you can?
I'm going to attack the goal. If you can get a quick layup, you take it. Otherwise, let's make sure we get the last shot. Make sure that we don't give them an opportunity to get another one. But again, though, we've not done a real good job taking care of the ball in the last 2 or 3 minutes. So we've got to do that first. Get the ball inbounds. Get as much penetration as you can. If you can penetrate all the way to the goal, fine, take it to the goal. If not, let's kick it out to an open shooter. And as you indicated, let's make sure we get the last one.
So 10.2 remaining. Milligan's already ready. They're out here, Coach Stone and his team. He's going to have West, Reed, Hurst, McPherson, and Young out there for him. And Ty Hurst, 22 points is, of course, in his first year at Wesleyan, is a career high. Season high, career high, because it's the same year, but he's led the way. Jay Reed's got 15. McPherson's got 10. But Young has also been attacking. He's got 8, which has felt like a quiet 8.
I felt like Milligan was going to fall back. I felt like if we put our people back, they were going back with them. We come up, so they come up with us, so sort of crowds the
Now they fall back a little bit. 8 seconds to go. Young trying to get to the rim. Takes it up. Off the glass, no good. Ball corralled. Now it's going to be a heave from half court, and Milligan misses it, and we're going to some overtime here in Appalachian Athletic Conference play. They had a good look. Wesleyan had a shot there as Young was fading away on the baseline. Thought he was going to get enough angle to kiss the glass, but it went over the rim instead. Bounced off the backside and fell into the hands of Milligan. And they quickly got a pass up the floor to Tommy, who heaved it from about half court, and it bounced off the rim. So 85-85 is the score, and we'll go to overtime. So right now, let's go ahead. As we get set to a 5-minute overtime, we'll take a 30-second break. We'll be back in 30 seconds for overtime. Back in 30.
missed were huge.
Count 'em.
Missed free throws and maybe a lucky basket or two by Milligan, and we say lucky, and it's not a trying to be biased. It was flat out a tip in that got him lucky, and it's knotted up at 85 apiece. 5 more minutes to try to settle this one. The tip goes, well, it's into the hands of Hurst for Wesleyan. They'll still move to our right and to left. Him and Young in the backcourt. Young with it, working against Hickman.
He got a break there. He had not established in the front court.
Here's Hurst, drives in, free on the left side, lay-in off the glass and good for Hurst. Now Wesleyan trying to get back defensively very quickly. It's going to be fed inside to Rivers. Triple teamed inside, Short gets his own board, putback is good off the glass, and we're knotted right back up. 87 apiece. Wesleyan again.
A tremendous number of second chance points in the second half with Milligan's point.
We got 14 offensive rebounds, and a lot of those have been converted back into points. Here's a take by Hurst. Ty Hurst with a hot hand right now, 89-87. Putting the team on his shoulders offensively right there. He's going to D up against Tommy, who's got the ball. Tommy flips to the other side of the court off the dribble. Looking for some help now, calling a clear out. He's going to get a screen from Carlson. Hurst able to get through it. Here's Hickman for 3 off the front of the rim. Hurst, big rebound there. 89-87, 3.5 to go in overtime. Wesleyan did lead by as many as 11 midway through the second half. Milligan just kept battling back. Wesleyan also missing free throws didn't help. Here's Rozier off the lob for McPherson. Does get the home bounce to fall in for him.
Did get a kind bounce there.
Just kind of had to wait till it bounced a couple of times off the back side of the rim, and it was in. Now a little shove off by Tommy as Young hit the deck. Here's Bogan. He gets the floater from the baseline. It's down to a 2-point game. Under 3 we go. 91-89. Wesleyan trying to pick up their 5th win and their 4th win here at home. 5th win overall if they can notch this one out. Reed setting a screen. Young goes opposite. Nice feed into Rozier. Pump fake. Nobody was there and still makes it.
He faked himself well.
Yeah, and he knew it. He was smiling when he turned back around.
Walk.
There we go. Logan
travel.
traveled. And he didn't like the call, but that was an easy one to make on that one.
Well, he's not like too many calls that went against him.
Definitely not.
They've not gotten one right yet that went against him.
Inbounds comes to Young. He's going to bring it up with 2.5 to go. 93-89. Bulldogs up 4. Hurst on the AAC logo, left side of the court. High post feed to McPherson. He spins towards the basket, face up. Now Rozier back to the basket. Goes up against Carlson, and they're going to call a travel. Said he shuffled it, but thought the foul was coming his way. But nonetheless, it's going to be Milligan basketball with 2:15. Tommy bringing it up the floor. Hurst is going to pick him up. They work it to the left wing, gives it to Bogan. Bogan into the lane. Little forearm shiver, missed it on the floater anyway, and here's Rozier with a clear out. Under 2 to go. Reed, far side of the court. Quick feed underneath to McPherson. He gets fouled on the shot. So some more free throws, which is a good thing. Just got to knock them down.
Got to knock them down.
It's going to be on Rivers, his 4th. The double bonus carries over to overtime anyway, so the team fouls stay at 10. McPherson at the line. First one is good. That's a big one. Chance to make it a 6-point game right here. Keyshawn does just that. 95-89 with 1:52 to go in OT. Some free basketball on a Saturday afternoon in January. First of the year. First game of the year at least. Here's a drive and a kick on the baseline. They work it to Hickman in the far corner. Hickman running floater, and that one had the hand contact from Young. He didn't like the call, but
It was a foul.
that was,
You bailed him out, though.
yep.
He's a little out of control.
So
Running across the lane.
Hickman is one of those guys that had 100% shooting coming into today. Only attempted 2 free throws, though. He's only played a couple of games. First free throw is good for him. 95-90. Second one is good. So 4-point game again. Full court pressure shown by Milligan. Trying to trap Young, and then they throw it away right into the hands of Tommy. Wesleyan up by 2 now with 1:28 to go. Here's Young. Quick feed to Rozier. Rozier lays it in on the right side. No glass needed on that one. 97-93. Wesleyan, good press break there and good feed by Young to Rozier. Now they just let Tommy go by. And Tommy's the guy that's had 4 fouls for the longest.
He has.
Got to try to attack him and get him out because he's been the hot spot for him here. Rozier gets a feed from Reed and missed it, and then a foul on Rozier. It's going to be his third.
And they got a chance to tie it back up.
So 97-95 with 59.6 showing on the game clock. Wally Bogan will step to the line.
He's got 34 on the day.
Well
15.
above that 25.7
15
average.
of 26 from the field.
Makes the first one. So he'll step in for another free throw. Rozier is the man on the outside of the lane. Both of them good, and we're knotted back up once again. Started overtime at 85-85.
Big possession here. Need a basket.
Plenty of time left, 54 seconds on the game clock. Young across midcourt, bounces it over to Reed, guarded by Tommy. Now Hurst, he's got Bogan on him. Rozier, top of the key with it, sends it to the left to Reed. Shot clock at 9. Rozier, a strong take, bucket and the foul. Rozier going to get a chance at the three-point play, and that one is going to be the 5th on Rivers. That should be 5. Blow the horn. There it is. Rivers will take a seat. And he was a bright spot for Milligan in the second half, so you finally get him out. And so Rozier a chance to make it a 3-point game with 35.5 remaining.
Nope.
Missed it. Dead off the back of the rim. And rebounded by the man with 4 fouls for Milligan left standing is him and, well, Tommy and Gold both have 4 fouls, and they're both out there. Working against Young. Tommy drives in. Little running floater is good. 99-99 with 19.2.
Got to get the last shot. We didn't last time. We gave him opportunity.
Wesleyan's going to call a timeout and talk this one over. 12.1 showing on the clock, and we're all knotted up at 99 with timeout on the court. We'll be back in 60 seconds. Back in 60. WJSQ, WLAR, Athens, Tennessee. Jared Wright, Coach Stan Harrison back here in overtime on the men's side. 99-99. 12.1 remaining. Bulldogs have it in their own front court. Reed inbounds it to Young. Young with the possession. Wesleyan's got to get something going, but you want to make sure you take the last shot.
Milligan going zone.
And then Wesleyan turns it over.
And foul.
And Young commits the foul. If he went straight up, I think they might have got it.
We commit a foul.
0.8, Milligan was going to have to heave something probably, and Young's going to pick up the foul. And they foul a guy that been thinking for several times is going to get fouled out. Lincoln Tommy in. And he will step to the line with 0.8 remaining for a 2-shot foul because it is the double bonus.
Lacey just needs to hit one. And he got it off the board. Hits the rim, hits high on the backboard, and goes through.
Not for lack of trying from the Bulldog faithful that is here. Coach Stone's going to call the timeout and maybe try to ice him, but with 0.8 remaining, a miss actually probably hurts Wesleyan a little bit more because you got to catch it and turn and do something. But so if he makes it, there's still a chance to win the game.
Pass and turn and shoot, yes.
So it just depends on how Wesleyan will set that up or how Milligan defends it. Of course, Milligan, you would think, would anticipate that after a made free throw and guard everybody as tightly as can be. Peyton West coming in for Wesleyan on the substitution. But 0.8, it's enough time to catch and shoot. It's just going to have to be a very quick catch and shoot. So Wesleyan, it's going to be West, Rozier, Reed, Young, and Hurst. 2
errors, 1 to turnover. They went to the zone, and just as we went to try to throw the ball to the player that was standing at the free throw line to try to get the ball inside to the middle of the zone, he turned and went away. So we ended up throwing it right to Milligan. And then we got a little overly aggressive, trying to stop a pass and clearly fouled. And probably wasn't going to make a shot. Probably not going to make a shot to beat you at that point. It was a hustle play, but not a real smart play.
Yep, I agree. So Tommy steps to the line, 0.8 remaining, 100-99 the score. I wonder if he even thought about intentionally missing it.
If he's smart, he's just trying to hit the rim. Like that.
With 0.6 on the clock, they call Wesleyan is going to get a timeout call, is what they say. So, okay, we'll stay here with you through it.
0.6?
0.6 on the clock. That's even less time to catch and shoot. And, of course, you can't run the baseline because it was not a made shot. So you're going to have it inbounded underneath in your own corner down there.
We need the women's rules.
Yes, advance it.
That's NBA rule. We need to advance it.
Advance it with 0.6, and I like the odds better. So you never know. Milligan up by 1. Credit to the Buffaloes. They battled back, a lot of it behind the 36 points by Bogan, who came alive in the second half. Tommy as well had 7 of 7 from the field you had mentioned to me during the timeout break a minute ago. So he's perfect from the floor, and he's played most of the second half with 4 fouls. So we'll see what happens right here. Maybe you set a screen or something, maybe even draw a foul against Milligan. Who knows?
If they put somebody on the ball, you try to, you can't run the baseline.
Can't run the baseline.
You run the baseline. If you could run the baseline, you try to draw a charge on the baseline. But since we can't, they're going to put somebody on the ball. But, yeah, you're trying to set a screen to somebody running toward the goal, and we can catch and heave.
Now Bill Robinson, I don't know that he even saw anything from Wesleyan, but they'll call a timeout and talk it over after they saw. Now they changed it's 0.5 on the game clock now. I don't know how that happened, but maybe they changed it during the timeout. But
I'm not sure what they used to determine that.
Yeah, I don't know either. We're going to have to talk to Chris Berry down there, sports information director. He's running the clock, doing double duty today. But Wesleyan here, as we were talking about, they can inbound it and catch and shoot, but it's going to have to be a very quick, almost getting near the tip end type thing. But they could draw a foul defensively, trying to set a screen or something, and catch a Milligan guy that pushes off somewhere and fouls them and go to the line, and then you got the free throws to try to make. So still some options here, but the very sliver of life is
I
hanging in
appreciate
the
your
balance.
optimism.
Oh, I know. I like it. Hey, that's what you got to do. You got to draw it up as positive as you can be, and we'll see what happens. But this one has been everything I thought it would be, at least. Back and forth. Unfortunately for Wesleyan, it's that 11-point lead just could not get any bigger. And
We went through about a 4.5 minute stretch in the second half where we just lost some momentum. The lead went from 11 to even.
And Milligan's not even, they're just going to guard the inbounder, and that's it. And it's deflected by Carlson, and they walk away with a victory here. Milligan has to come back, and they knock off Wesleyan here at home. And Bulldogs, unfortunately, just saw that second half lead dwindle, and they go to 4-8 overall, now 4-7 in the conference, 3-2 here at home, and have lost 2 in a row. Milligan picks up their 3rd win in a row and moves to 7-6, so they are above 500, and they are now 7-4 in the conference, 3-3 on the road. So again, the Bulldogs lose this one in heartbreaking fashion in overtime, 100-99, but a great effort by the team and a lot of plays. Just a couple of breaks didn't go their way and a couple of mistakes made. So right now we'll go ahead, again telling you the final score, 100-99. Bulldogs lose this one against Milligan. We'll take a 2-minute break and then bring you some final stats back in 2 minutes from James Elrod. Back here at James L. Robb, where the Bulldogs and Lady Bulldogs suffer 2 losses on the day to Milligan, who comes in and picks up 2 wins, one of them in convincing fashion. The other, it was a battle into overtime where the Buffaloes knock off the Bulldogs on the men's side 100-99. Again, the Bulldogs had as much as an 11-point lead a couple of different times in the second half, but Milligan uses a couple of stretches, 3 to 4 minute stretches, and kind of claws back into it, and we head to overtime, all knotted up at 85-85. And then Wesleyan missing a couple of free throws down the stretch that kind of comes back to haunt you. It usually does in a game like this. And Milligan makes the ones they need to and come away with a big conference win. And especially on the men's side for 2 teams trying to jockey for some better position here late down the stretch. So we'll see how that shakes out in the standings for the Bulldogs coming up. Still plenty of conference games, but obviously making it to Kingsport is the end goal. And so with as many teams, they don't take as many teams now on both sides, but still trying to get yourself into a position by the end of the year to be one of those teams playing at the Meadowview Center up there in Kingsport. So looking at the individual scoring for you here, Milligan is led by Folly Bogan with 36 points and 10 rebounds, a majority of those coming in the second half. 19 points by McCaskill Rivers, also coming in the second half. 7 rebounds, 18 points by Lincoln Tomey with 7 rebounds, 6 assists, and then 14 points by Jay Hickman. That's their leading scorers, the 4 of them there. On the other side for the Bulldogs, it was a career day for Ty Hurst, 26 points, 6 boards, 5 assists. He went 10 of 16 from the field, 2 of 4 behind the arc, perfect at the line. And then 15 points by Jay Reed, along with 3 rebounds, 5 assists. 14 points by Darius Rozier, along with 8 rebounds to his credit. 12 points by Keyshawn McPherson, along with 2 rebounds, 2 assists. He was perfect at the line, 4 of 4. 8 points by Amari Young with 2 rebounds. And then Kobe Pride, 8 points, 10 rebounds to his credit, 4 of 8 shooting. 6 points by Zaylen Callahan, 5 points by Carradine Hardrick, 5 for Mashawn Jones as well, rounds out the individual scoring. Coach, you've got some team numbers. Let's look at those.
Both teams shot the ball extremely well from the field. Tennessee Wesleyan is 40 of 74 for 54.1% from the field, while Milligan was 40 of 75, 53.3. So both teams shooting over 50% from the field. Neither team shot it particularly well from the three-point arc, which is surprising that they shot it so well overall from the field. Milligan was 4 of 15, and Wesleyan was 3 of 12. Neither team shot it all that well from the free throw line. Both hit 16 free throws. Milligan 16 of 26 for 61%. Wesleyan 16 of 25 for 64%. Turnovers were just about even. Milligan 14, Tennessee Wesleyan 13. We talked about how few we had there in the first half.
Yeah,
so
commentators curse.
Had quite a few more in the second half. Milligan scored 17 points off of our turnovers. Rebound, Milligan ends up winning the rebound margin 41 to 39.
So Coach Ray Stone has joined us, and get him untangled here so he can join us on the headset and coach. A tough one, a game that goes to overtime here on your home floor, trying to pick up a big conference win. All of them are big at this point, we'll just say it. And just kind of lose out there at the end. Some mistakes towards the end of the game, but your overall thoughts?
We let one slip. Simple as that. It shouldn't have come down to overtime. Making those mistakes, missing box out, 2 of them out there in the clutch moment, missing free throws, front end 1-on-1, missing double bonus. It's all us. It's us. We can't point the finger. I mean, we knew we was going to be up against a tough Milligan team, and we just had to play better. And the Spurs, we played very well, and the Spurs, we act like we never been there before.
Game of runs, it was just dramatic runs. Milligan, as you said, kind of left you standing a couple of times looking like it was a new game to you. But some bright spots for you. Ty Hurst really was going off there late in the second half. Looked like he was in complete control. Gets 26 points, which is, of course, in his first year, a season/career high.
Oh, yeah, he was ready. He competed, and he's one of those players, if he sees one go in, he's gonna continue to be aggressive and score. But yeah, he had a really good game.
I thought Darius Rozier late in this game helped out a couple of times, getting it back or pushing the lead back a little bit more after, and a guy that kind of maybe got some vindication after he had 2 go through his hands on some wide open passes. Mm-hmm. He comes back and gets some physical play inside there.
Yeah, that's one thing Darius brings to the game. He's very physical down low. And he rebounds as well too. So he definitely was a spark off the bench with 14 points and had 8 rebounds.
Seems like the press, I don't know if it was 50-50, but sometimes you would get it broke really good against them and had an easy lay-in with Young pretty much taking it from half court on in. And then other times you all struggled to kind of break their press.
Yeah, and I don't know why we struggled. I mean, it wasn't a lot of pressure or anything. We got the ball in. We just kind of went blank, and that's just one of the things that we didn't do well tonight. And then we kind of, as it went along, we did better. But the first few possessions that they did the little press, we didn't handle it well.
A lot of big momentum plays that you thought you just never could get over. You had that 11-point lead, couldn't push it anymore, mm-hmm. And then here comes Milligan. So how did your guys kind of keep that composure to kind of push that lead away? It ultimately got to overtime, but what did you say to him in the timeouts?
I just said, this game is not over. They're not going to lay down. We got to take care of the ball, be strong with it, and make sure we get good shots. And we did that on a few possessions, and then some we did not.
What do you got to do? As you said, it's all on you all. Missed free throws, some turnovers, not boxing out. Sounds like fundamentals if you're talking about it, and I know you know that, and Coach knows that. But you go to Bluefield, which is a tough place to go play this week. what do you guys got to do to get ready for?
You just got to
the
bounce
Rams?
back from this. Let it hurt, let it sit in. And know what you got to do to correct those mistakes that we made. And like you said, it's a tough environment, long trip, and tough place to play. So it is what it is. We got to go up there, and it's all on us.
Well, Coach, I appreciate it. I know it's always tough, even after a game like this, to come talk. But I appreciate you always being willing to do that. And it's a great nod to see all the family here today.
Right.
You had the cheering section over here, so it's good. We joked little Ray's in, but he's not little, so he's definitely not. But, Coach, we appreciate it. Best of luck on the road against Bluefield, and then we'll be back with you against Bryan when they come to town. So appreciate it. So
all right, thank you.
Go get some wins.
All right.
Coach Ray Stone, as he talked about, it was all on them and just couldn't convert some free throws and turned it over too much down the stretch. Forced it into overtime, and Milligan walks away with one that they should not have had, and that locker room knows they should not have had this win after the way Wesleyan had been playing and played really good. But Milligan never shied away, went back to it, and pulls out the victory. So that'll be the sweep on the day for Milligan as they come to town and pick up 2 conference wins. So again, our next McMinn County broadcast will be Friday night when Cleveland comes to town. We will not see Tennessee Wesleyan again with WJSQ until the 16th when Bryan College makes the trip across Highway 30. So we've got those next 2 dates set for our next games for either school that we cover. And we will appreciate you tuning in for that. Once again, thank Coach Rice, Coach Stone for joining us. Thank you to Kobe Pride for joining us at halftime of the women's game, McKaylee Martin and Cambry Mayo. And as always, I appreciate the invaluable knowledge that Coach Stan Harrison brings to this broadcast beside me, and him being willing to do this with us as well. And appreciate Handsome Dan back at the station, as always, making us sound better than we should. So thank you to all of our sponsors. But for WGSQ, WLAR Sports, this is Jared Wright. Have a great night.
Called up the homies and I'm asking y'all.